The greatest transfer of wealth in human history is happening right now, and almost nobody sees it coming. Over the next 25 years, nearly $124 trillion will change hands in America alone. Baby boomers, the wealthiest generation ever to exist, are passing their fortunes to the generations below. But here's the part that should keep you awake at night. Most of this wealth won't go to the people who actually need it. It will go to the people who already have everything. The illusion that this transfer will somehow democratize wealth, that it will lift millions into the middle class, is exactly that. An illusion. History shows us something much darker. Every wealth transfer is a concentration of power, a moment when inequality either stays the same or gets dramatically worse. Let me show you who's actually getting rich. Start with the numbers. $124 trillion over 25 years. The richest 1% will pass down $35.8 trillion, over a quarter of the entire transfer. The poorest 90%? Almost nothing. After you remove the wealthiest 10%, the median inheritance is basically zero. The system is working exactly as designed. It takes wealth from the many and concentrates it among the few, wrapped in language about family legacy. Nobody protests inheritance the way they protest taxation, so it happens quietly while we're distracted. But let's get specific about who's winning. Gen X, often called the forgotten generation, is about to receive $1.4 trillion per year for the next decade. That's more than any other generation will get in the same time frame. And it's arriving right when Gen Xers are in their 50s and 60s, when they need it least, when they've already bought their homes and raised their families. Millennials will eventually get $45.6 trillion by 2048, which sounds enormous until you realize it's spread across 70 million people. Most millennials will get almost nothing. Some will inherit millions. The gap between them will be determined entirely by accident of birth. If your parents were rich, you'll be rich. If they weren't, no amount of hard work or education will close that gap. Women are due to inherit most of this fortune, which sounds like progress until you understand what it really means. Over 28 million women will become the primary financial decision makers in their families as they outlive their husbands. They'll inherit $40 trillion in spousal transfers alone. Younger women will get another $47 trillion over the next 24 years. This will reshape markets, reshape investment patterns, reshape power itself. But it will also concentrate that power in female hands at the top of the wealth pyramid. The median woman will inherit almost nothing. The wealthy woman will inherit millions. Gender won't erase class. It will just change who's doing the concentrating. Then there's the tech billionaires, who are writing a different story entirely. Edwin Chen, age 37, founded Surge AI 5 years ago and built it to $1 billion in annual revenue without a single venture capital dollar. He's now worth $18 billion and just made the Forbes 400 list. He's not alone. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and dozens of others have created more wealth in a decade than most families accumulate in 1,000 years. 8 of the 10 richest people on Earth are in technology. The AI boom is minting billionaires faster than any period in history. But here's what matters. These self-made fortunes are about to become inherited fortunes. Chen will pass $18 billion to his heirs. Musk's empire will transfer to his children. The next generation of billionaires will be mostly born, not earned. They'll inherit incomprehensible wealth and incomprehensible power. The aristocracy isn't coming back. It never actually left. What about the losers in all this? The people holding digital assets, forgotten cryptocurrency wallets, dormant brokerage accounts. 11 to 18% of all Bitcoin is permanently lost. Tens of billions of dollars vanishing because someone forgot a password. $5 billion in unclaimed assets get returned by American states every single year. People are dying and their heirs don't even know the accounts exist. The wealth they thought they were securing is evaporating into a digital void. Meanwhile, the wealthy use sophisticated estate planning, trust structures, and professional advisors to make sure every penny survives the transition. The poor get crushed by complexity and confusion. The rich hire lawyers. This is the greatest transfer in history. But it's not a transfer from rich to poor. It's a transfer from old money to young money. From one generation of wealthy to the next, with the vast majority left holding nothing but empty promises. In $124 trillion, your share is almost certainly zero. The question isn't who's getting rich. The question is whether you'll even notice when everyone you know gets poorer relative to the people at the top. History shows us this pattern again and again. Every wealth transfer deepens inequality. Every redistribution consolidates power at the center. And every time, the average person calls it progress because they don't understand the mathematics. So if you want to survive this transfer, instead of being crushed by it, you need to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like someone building something. Because inherited wealth will flow to the top no matter what you do. But created wealth, skills, businesses, these things they can't take. That's the only real advantage in a world where billions are being passed down and billions more are being hoarded. If this gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has the answers.